Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is doing good. If this is your first time here, then welcome. So this is my third Trader Joe's haul. As you guys know, it is my favorite grocery store. I love them because they have so many things that my little picky heart enjoys and can eat. So I like to check periodically what they're doing new, especially when there's a new season, and they have not disappointed for spring. They've released so many new things. So of course, when I saw all the new things they were doing, I had to go get some, as well as a lot of my old favorites that I normally get during my grocery shopping. So for the first section, I'm going to start with new items that they've released, as well as things that are new to me that they may have had for years, but this is the first time that I'm picking them up. So we're going to start with the reason that this video is going up much sooner than I had planned. So the Trader Joe's spring haul, I had planned for it to come, of course, in the springtime to let you guys know about the new things, but this item, when I saw that it was still in stock, I had to move this video way up in the off chance that your Trader Joe's also might still have this. I mentioned this in my first ever Trader Joe's haul, and I was talking about how much I loved it and how sad I was. I only got one box. I'll have my previous two Trader Joe's haul videos linked below if you want to check them out, or also in the eye up here. So when I saw this during my last trip, I was shocked because it was sold out last time. And it is the Trader Joe's Mochi cake. This is a Hawaiian inspired cake with a chewy mochi texture. I learned this year and I stocked up. It's slightly sweet. All you've got to do is add 2 eggs to it and butter and water, and there you go. It's so delicious. You can also customize it. I heard of people adding matcha powder to their batter, cocoa powder, chocolate chips. I'm actually gonna try this with, do I have it up here somewhere hiding? Yes. Trying not to make all of this little house of cards fall down because it is very precarious in here. So I got like 8 of these because last year I just got 1 box of it and I fell in love with it, and I had to wait a whole year for it to come back. This comes out in February, like around the beginning of February, and it usually sells out super quickly. My Trader Joe's said that by the first week of March they were completely out of stock and they weren't going to get any more. So when I went to Trader Joe's the first week of April, they still had a ton of this in stock. So that's why I wanted to get this video out sooner than later. But I'm going to use the mochi cake, and then for my frosting I'm gonna use Biscoff spread. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. I think usually I love this just on its own. It has such a really nice buttery light flavor, but I just think this will be fun to play around with. Since I have so many boxes, I can kind of experiment a little bit. I posted about this on my community tab when it first came back in stock. One of my subscribers said that she lives in Hawaii and they had this all over the different islands, so I am really excited to one day go back to Hawaii and try it like right there from the source. Speaking of seasonal items that have haunted my dreams, I mentioned this also in my Trader Joe's haul. I think that first one maybe. This was like blink and you miss it. This is their Portuguese custard tarts. Oh my goodness, they only had these for like a month, I feel, or maybe even less. And these are one of those items where I told myself, okay, you'll try those next time. When next time came, they were gone and they didn't come back for a year. So great rule of thumb at Trader Joe's, if you see something you like, go ahead and just get it, because you never know if you will see it again or not, or if it might be a seasonal item, you'll have to wait a really long time to try it. So I am so excited I got these. These got rave reviews when they first came out last year. So since this is only the second year that these have come out, from what I've noticed, they come out around early spring. If it's getting around springtime, ask them when they anticipate having these. I haven't had Portuguese egg tarts before, but I've had Chinese egg tarts, and they're similar in that they come in this flaky little crust and a delicate little custard base, and it's just very soft, slightly sweetened. And so of course I learned my lesson from the mochi cake. I got 3 of these, and it looks like they're kind of tiny, so I'm gonna try to use some semblance of willpower and maybe just try to like do one of these every couple of months or every month or so that I can make them last a little bit longer versus having to wait a whole year in case I really fall in love with them. But I am so glad that after a whole year I finally get to try these. Now this is one of those new to me items, but they had this all the time type of deals. This is their French chocolate chip milk rolls. I tried to pronounce the French pronunciation and I butchered it, so I'm just going straight to this one that I won't mess up. So these are some sweet soft bread rolls that have chocolate chips. I can heat one of these up for breakfast or pretty much any time. One of the new seasonal items is their Cinnamon Dragons. These are some cinnamon flavored gummies. They taste just like Big Red gum to me. I had John try one and he was like, that tastes so familiar. I was like, it's Big Red. So it's these cute little cinnamon dragons. Smells so good. I want to eat one right now, but I know if I eat this right now, I'll be chewing forever and a day, and I'll have to take like a 5-minute break before getting to the next section. But these are very, very chewy, very cinnamony. I wouldn't say that they're like super spicy cinnamony. Before this one starts melting all over my counter, this is another new seasonal item, so who knows if it'll become permanent or if it is just seasonal. But this is their black tea and boba coconut non-dairy frozen dessert. So this is a bubble tea inspired ice cream, and I love bubble tea. They came out with a coffee version that also has those little tapioca pearls in there, and a lot of people say they prefer that one to this new one, but I'm not a coffee girl, so this is right up my alley. So let me see if I can show you guys what it looks like, because I've tried this one already. So it's got a brown sugar swirl. You can kind of see the little swirls here. I really like the way that tastes. One of my favorite flavors of bubble tea is brown sugar, and this gave me that kind of like essence of that. And then you can kind of see like right around here, kind of dotted throughout. They are very soft, very chewy, very bouncy, even though it's in a frozen dessert. And I usually go for a traditional ice cream that just has milk in it, but the fact that this has coconut milk in it makes it a lot lighter. So if you are someone who is looking for alternative ice cream type of desserts that use something other than cow's milk, this is a really good option if you love bubble tea as well. So I would definitely get this one again. I would say that of the ice cream type of desserts I've tried from Trader Joe's, between this one and their green tea one, I still prefer the green tea. That one tastes so good, but I would totally pick this up again. I'm such a big bubble tea girl that it's just kind of fun to have it in a different form. These are the Gorgonzola gnocchi. I don't normally eat gnocchi too often. The texture, I haven't found one that I really like. The only time I've ever had it is these frozen varieties from Trader Joe's. I've never had it like fresh in a restaurant. I bet it's like amazing that way. I tried the sage and brown butter sweet potato gnocchi, and I didn't like that, but it might just been the flavor profile. But I love cheese, so hopefully I have better luck with these. This can make a nice simple dinner. I can maybe pair it with some chicken or something. I have high hopes that this one's gonna taste really good. Now, another reason that I had to hurry up and get this video out is because some of these items were not gonna last for too much longer, and I've been trying to use any semblance of willpower I've had to hold on to these to show you guys, because some of them I want to just eat them up. This is another new item. This is their sour cream and onion rings made with lentil and rice, and they are gluten-free. I love chips. I don't even usually pay attention to gluten-free anything, so I was like, let's try a gluten-free option just to see what it's like, because you're like half gluten at this point with my diet. So I wanted to try these out. They totally give me Funyuns vibes. As far as the texture of these, they are a lot firmer. They're a lot more crunchy than Funyuns, but the flavor is pretty similar. I wouldn't say it's exact, but it's similar enough to where you can totally see the comparison. You don't get a lot in the bag. Like, I have about this much left, and I think it was like, I don't know, like up to here maybe. And they're really light, so it's easy to just like eat them, and before you know it, they're all gone. They're pretty good. I probably wouldn't get them again, only because you get so few. So if you're looking for a substitute for Funyuns, or you look for more gluten-free snacks in your day-to-day life, I would recommend trying these out. I just wish they'd make the bag bigger. Now, I think these are a new item because I'm always in the snack aisle at Trader Joe's, and I've never seen these. This is the Many Things Snack Mix. It's like a trail mix type situation, almost like their version of Chex Mix. And as you can see, I didn't have long before I had to do this video because they are probably going to be knocked out today too. But it is a mix of honey roasted peanuts, spicy and honey butter cereal squares, corn sticks, pretzels, and savory bread chips. And this is just a really nice, comforting little snack mix of salty, a teeny tiny bit of spicy. When they say spicy, I'm talking like if you're someone who hates spicy food, you'll be fine with these. Like, it's just a hint, a whisper of spice, not spicy at all. If I was going camping, and I haven't been camping in like 20 something years, but if I was, or a road trip, this would be a perfect little road trip thing to have, because you get such a variety of things that just kind of hit the boxes for a bunch of different cravings. So I would definitely get these again. I'm a sauce girl. I love sauces and drizzles and things like that, so I'm always looking to see what new things that Trader Joe's is releasing for their sauces. And this one is not new, but I have some plans for it, so I went ahead and picked this up for the first time from Trader Joe's. But I've had tons of different varieties at other places. This is their balsamic glaze. I'm going to be using this on top of a pizza that I have here. You guys might, if you know my Trader Joe's hauls in the past, you might know which pizza it is, because I don't eat tomato sauce, so my options are very limited when it comes to pizzas, but this one that they have is really good. So I'm going to be using this on top of that, and I think it's going to be absolutely delicious. I'm also going to be using it on Brussels sprouts, maybe some roasted potatoes, some chicken. So I have a lot of plans for this glaze. One of the things that I usually don't don't like about some balsamic glazes is that they're very thin and kind of watery, and I love a nice thick balsamic glaze. And if you can see this one moving in the bottle, it looks nice and thick, so I think this one is going to be perfect for all the plans that I have for it. Now, I was very excited about this sauce. This is one of their newer ones, one of their spring releases. This is their tamarind sauce. It said it's sweet and tangy for dipping and for cooking, and I love Thai food, and I knew that the week that I got this, I was going to be ordering some pad Thai from my favorite place around here, and I thought this would be perfect to use to kind of jazz it up. And when I added this to my pad Thai, it reminded me of A1. If you've had A1 and you've had Thai, those flavor profiles don't necessarily go together traditionally, and it just tasted weird. So luckily I only added a little bit to a little section of my pad Thai just to test it out before I just like went to town and ruined the whole thing if I didn't like it. And I'm glad I did that, because although I don't hate this, it did not give me the flavor that I was expecting. It even gave me like kind of like Worcestershire sauce vibes. So that was weird. To use this up, I'm thinking I'm gonna add this to like stir fries, and I'm already doing like layers of flavors from other sauces or spices to kind of like help it marry into things without it just being like the star. This makes me feel like I'm in the Vampire Diaries or something, and I am living in like some European country, even though Vampire Diaries for the most part takes place in Mystic Falls, Virginia, not in a European country. But just something about this gives me like, I don't know, cool, off the beaten path, like country estate or something. I don't know. But all that from a cheese, right? But this is the vibe I got. This is their Vault No. 5 cage aged cheese. I just thought this sounded so cool and different. Like, I don't know what it is. It says that it's a smooth textured cheese, perfect for melting. Its complex and savory flavors make it a standalone favorite. I don't know, I like the sound of it. So I got some of this to try. I've never seen this before at Trader Joe's. I am probably going to use this with like some cheese and crackers type of situation, maybe a sandwich. So I like to try different types of cheeses. I think it's fun to explore different ones, and Trader Joe's usually has an awesome variety of different types of cheeses, so they make it an affordable and fun way to try different ones. So speaking of cheeses, my favorite cheese of all time is their unexpected cheddar. I love this so much. I've talked about this in my first Trader Joe's video because that was my like all-time favorites from Trader Joe's. Since then I've added some new ones to the list if they've released new stuff, but I love this. This is a strong cheddar with hints of Parmesan, and it is just so bold and flavorful. I use this in everything. I used it grated on top of my pasta. They do have a pre-grated form, but you get less in the bag, so I'm not a fan of that. So if this, you get so much more for the price. So I use it on top of pastas. I use it on top of pizzas. I use it in sandwiches. This cheese is phenomenal, and every time I go to Trader Joe's I make sure to pick some up because it doesn't last long in my house. Speaking of pastas, I picked up some shaved Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago cheeses. I love these big flecks of shaved cheese. They're so good in pastas. Now, although I'm not a salad girl, I see a lot of people use these kind of bigger shaved pieces of cheese in their salads, but this is just super convenient to throw on top of anything. Now, this one is definitely not new to me as far as me loving it and getting it from other places. Individually wrapped peeled garlic, and this is so convenient for a garlic lover like me. I used to get ones just like this from Wegmans, and they came in handy so many times. I'm planning to do some shrimp tacos this week, and I love adding sliced garlic to my shrimp tacos as well as to a bunch of other things. So this just makes it nice and convenient to just have to cut it up and add it to whatever you want. And the last of the new items is something that I'm not very excited for, but I am trying to have some semblance of healthy stuff in my diet. I picked up their gluten-free organic rolled oats with ancient grains and seeds, oatmeal type of situation. This has stuff I cannot pronounce, so I'm just going to show you guys. So besides chia, flax, and quinoa flakes, it also has organic amaranth flakes. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is what's in there. So this is something I can whip up really quickly for a filling type of situation. It has 41 grams of whole grains. It also has a lot of fiber, so I'm going to make myself eat this, even though this is not appealing to me at all. So I'm gonna jazz it with some cinnamon, granola, honey, nutmeg, things like that. So maybe I'll end up liking it, who knows. Some of my staples. So first here that I'm eating right after this video is their Persian cucumbers. These are so sweet, crispy, and refreshing. I love these. So like I mentioned, I'm not a salad girl, but I do love cucumbers. So I'll eat a salad of just these with some rice wine vinegar. It is so good. I try to limit myself to 1 cup if I'm going to be having this, because it's easy for me to go back for like 5 because it tastes so good, but it's got a lot of sugar. This is their country peach juice. This is basically a mixture of apple juice, white grape juice, apple puree, pear. You don't really get any peach until like the end of the ingredient list, but this is just so good and fruity. I said in my first Trader Joe's video that this would be awesome if you wanted to add like some vodka to it. It's an awesome base for so many different mixed drinks, and even though it doesn't have a lot of peach in there, it gives you peach. And in my state, it's really hard to get peaches unless they're in season. That's when they're at their best. We're not in a place where you can get them year round, and I love peaches, so this is a great way to kind of get that peachy essence while you're waiting for the real thing. Speaking of which, we've also got its cousin. This is the organic peach mango juice. Both of those juices they have all the time, and I kind of try to give myself the same rule. If you're gonna have it, just try to limit it to 1 cup because it's so good. Since this is frozen, it got stuck to something else, so the box got kind of messed up. This is their Burrata, Prosciutto, and Arugula flatbread. You guys don't even, if you are like me and one of the few people who do not like tomato sauce, you know how hard it is to find anything like pizza or pastas, lasagna without tomato sauce. It's like so impossible. So it's great to have an option that I can get that's ready-made, and this is so good. This is actually one of Trader Joe's most popular pizzas. I'm a very subtraction type of person when it comes to my food, so 9 times out of 10 if I'm ordering something, I'm getting like, can I get it no onions, can I get it with no mushrooms? There's a no somewhere in there for something I don't like, but with this I can eat it just as is and I am good to go. So this is something that I always have in my freezer, and this is where this balsamic glaze is going to come in. These two flavor profiles marry so well. So when I eat this, I'm going to be drizzling with some glaze, and it's going to be so good. It is, what time is it now? It's 3:34 and I haven't eaten all day and I'm starving. So all of this right now, I just want it. So I might actually have this for dinner after I have my cucumbers. Who knows? I just want it all. These technically aren't my chips, they're John's, but I have gotten them before for myself and they're pretty good. These are their scalloped potato chips with 5 cheeses. And if you guys have ever had like that baked scalloped potato dish that a lot of people make, this is pretty much what inspires the chips. So I want to say these are seasonal, but I've seen them for the past like 4 or 5 years, so they always come back. But I think they might be seasonal because I remember John got excited when he saw these. But these are kettle chips with like a cheesy flavor. For it to be 5 cheeses, I don't find it to be like super cheesy. I'm someone who likes really bold, intense flavors, so if they wanted to up the cheese, I'd be totally cool with that. But these are really nice, good little potato chip to have around. The flavor is good. This is my favorite bacon of all time. This is the uncured Black Forest bacon. It's so thick, it has such a great flavor. It has like a sweetness to it. I will tear up a strip and add it to my pasta, almost like a little carbonara type of situation. I'll add these to sandwiches. I'm gonna show you guys this little bread that I got for these. And to make the sandwich, I usually only use 1 piece of bacon for the whole sandwich and then just add a cheese and that's it, because they're so thick and meaty. That sounds so funny to say, but they're so thick and meaty that it's just a lot of bacon up there if I having to add like 4 or 5 slices. Another solid option that you can use for breakfast or anytime is their maple chicken breakfast sausages. I like to chop them up and add them to like breakfast burritos or just eat them on their own. So for the sandwiches, what I like to do is super simple. I'll get a strip of bacon as well as my unexpected cheddar, get a little bit of that, and add it to these everything ciabatta rolls. Trader Joe's, you got the poppy seeds, onion, all that fun stuff that you would normally see on everything bagels. Speaking of their love affair with the everything seasoning, we've got the everything but the bagel seasoned bite-sized crackers. This is my 2nd box of these. Think of that same delicious everything but seasoning going on in a nice little cracker. These are slightly sweetened and I love the combination of sweet and savory stuff, so these are awesome. It's like a fruit desert in my area to find really good fruit. In all of our supermarkets, you have to really look to find quality fruit. Usually it's bruised or the flavor is just not good. It's kind of like watery and just blah. So I don't have a ton of options of where I can get some really good fruit, and Trader Joe's is one of the few places. So I get cut up fruit because it's convenient. So they got these great little pre-cut fruit containers here. This one is just some mango chunks, and something that's not in the video because they have been long eaten. Their cantaloupe is just like really flavorful. It's not that like watery sad flavor you sometimes get with cantaloupe. So I got 3 of those and they've been long gone. So now I've got my little mangoes. So that's everything that I picked up last time I went to Trader Joe's. I'm really excited to have so many new things to try. I can't remember in past years ever having so much they've released, because they usually release a ton of stuff at once. Like if it's Christmas time or Thanksgiving, or like I mentioned, a new season like spring, summer, fall, they release so much stuff. I cannot tell you how much pumpkin everything they go hard for when the fall hits, and I'm not a pumpkin girl, so none of that really catches my eye. But this is the first time I've gotten so much of the new stuff to try. They did have some new things they released that we don't have yet in my store. They have this new ranch seasoning that I want to try so bad. I just tried ranch like flavor packets, just like the Hidden Valley whatever. I just tried that for the first time on roasted potatoes. It is so good. I'm mad it took me so long to try, but I want to try this new ranch blend that they've got. They've got some oat milk ice cream sandwiches, and I've never had oat milk until like a couple of weeks ago. John got an oat milk something drink from Starbucks, and it was really good, so that made me want to try these new ice cream sandwiches. They've got this new buffalo chicken inspired cheese that I really want to try, so I'm keeping my eye out for those three. They did have something that I thought I would like, but when I looked at the ingredients, I wasn't gonna like it. They've got this new Florentine spinach lasagna, no tomatoes, but it's got a lot of onions in there, and I don't like onions. I can deal with them to like towards the bottom, but this one had like a lot of onions, so I did end up getting that. But again, if you're like me and you don't like tomato stuff, that's another good option. What else do they have? They got this new chimichurri sauce that sounded good, but then I looked on, like, I like to follow different Trader Joe's Instagrams and things like that, and a lot of people said they didn't like that the chimichurri had, I think it was soybean oil in it. They said that's like totally ruining the flavor, and that's not traditional, so that's why I didn't get that one, because I like chimichurri, but I want it to be good. And if most people are saying it's not good, I didn't know. But if you've tried that, let me know what you think, or if you've tried any new things from Trader Joe's recently and you found some new favorites or some not favorites, that's good to know as well, to kind of like give us all in the comment section and myself to see what's going on in Trader Joe's and what people are thinking. Speaking of hauls, these are the glasses that I ended up picking in my Warby Parker haul. Do you guys remember that? I uploaded that in January of 2021, so over a year ago, and I had so much fun doing that video. But I had 6 pairs of glasses, and if it was up to me and my credit card, I would have kept them all, but I did the responsible thing and just chose 1 pair, and I ended up going with these. These are my fancy New York lady glasses that I ended up picking. These are the Hues from Warby Parker. I got them in a wide frame because I've got a big face, so the wide is nice and comfortable, but I love these. They're so nice and big, and I can see so many things. And funnily enough, I'm actually planning to go to Warby Parker this weekend, so got a new prescription, maybe get some new glasses. I wanted to kind of give you guys an update since that haul video from forever ago, that these are the ones that I selected, the Hues from Warby Parker, and I love them. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys, since I happen to be wearing them for this video, which ones I end up picking. So thank you guys so much for watching this What's New in Trader Joe's little haul video. Hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It only takes a second. That thumbs up goes a long way in helping to push this video and my channel in general into the YouTube algorithm, help more people to see it. Likewise, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so as well. That would be awesome. So usually I release new videos on Fridays, but sometimes I'll have bonus videos like this that I'll release in the same week. So make sure you turn on those post notifications so you won't miss any of my videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.